Hi friends. Today I'll walk you through how to build a strong financial foundation for your business and personal life. Hi, my name is Lucas and I love to help business owners and creatives simplify and improve their finances. Now, like most people, I grew up living paycheck to paycheck. By my late 30s, my business was finally bringing in money, but because I was standing on such a weak financial foundation and I had very little experience running a business, my financial problems were rapidly growing. Now, just a few years later, I'm in the best financial position of my life, and I did it by clearing away the old financial foundation and creating a new one. Today, I'll show you how. When it comes to creating financial stability, simplicity is king. Learn the basics, practice the basics, and perfect the basics. It's easy, it requires little effort, and once you get into a rhythm, your finances work in the background so you can focus on things that are more important. I'll walk you through the 6 phases that I went through to create financial stability. And while it's worked really well for me, it's not the only way. So take what works for you and leave the rest. Now let's get to it. Most of us have accumulated a ton of financial junk over the years. So the first thing to do is clean house and simplify. The goal is to identify the few things that are actually important and to remove all of the unimportant. Think about it. 3 different credit cards with 3 different companies earning 3 different rewards, that's not simple. Keeping track of all of those accounts is a huge waste of time and energy. In contrast, the easier your finances are to maintain, the less time and thought they require. I recommend 1 set of accounts for your personal life and 1 set for your business. Now, this achieves 3 things. First, it instantly separates and organizes your business and personal finances. Second, you remove all of the unimportant financial junk. And third, it makes managing your finances so much easier. So the first step to creating financial stability is to simplify and streamline your day-to-day experience with your finances. I walk you through the entire process in this video. The second phase to building financial stability is to identify and plug your financial leaks. So what's a financial leak? Poor spending habits, carrying bad debt, not knowing how to use a credit card, not having a plan for your money, not getting paid on time, not knowing how to handle seasonal or irregular income, not saving money, avoiding your finances, paying more taxes than you need to, and the list goes on and on. Most of us never learned how to manage a business or our finances, so we figure it out as we go, and that works for a little while, but eventually money starts to slip through the cracks. Take the Jensens, for instance. They were shocked to see that they had been wasting over $200,000 each year. So how is that even possible? Well, it's actually pretty straightforward. It was a combination of having poor spending habits, no plan for their money, not knowing how to handle large commission checks when they came in, and avoiding their finances. Out of all the financial leaks that I listed, how many of them did you identify with? And how much money do you think you're currently leaking on an annual basis? If you'd like to find out, comment the big split and we'll hop on a free call. I'll walk you through the same 10-minute exercise that I walked the Jensens through, and we'll identify how much you're currently leaking. Plus, we'll identify all or at least most of your financial leaks. If you'd like to manage your money and your business, create financial stability by plugging your financial leaks and capture more of your hard-earned income. Most people live paycheck to paycheck because they have no plan for their money. So the third phase in creating financial stability is to create a plan. Technically, budgeting is a plan and it works unless you're not willing to stick with it. I tried so many different apps and techniques, but all of it was so tedious that the furthest I could get was 2 months. How about you? Instead of forcing yourself into a financial box that somebody else created, I invite you to look at your daily financial habits. Look at how you spend money and when money comes in, and then create a plan that works well for you. For example, when I think I have a lot of money to spend, I spend a lot of money. So instead of allowing a $10,000 check to sit in my business account and be tempted by that, I reduce the amount available by splitting it up. So I send $2,500 to my living expenses, $2,500 to my savings, $2,500 to my taxes, and I leave $2,500 in the business. This simple plan achieves three things. First, I guarantee that my goals and responsibilities get taken care of. Second, I improve my shitty spending habits. And third, because it's faster and easier than budgeting, I actually stick with it. If you know that you're not going to stick to a budget, take a closer look at your financial habits. Plug your financial leaks and create a plan that's easy and simple for you. Or feel free to use mine. So far, we've looked at the inside of our financial house. So now let's shift gears and take a look at what's going on the outside. The fourth phase to building financial stability is to make it really easy and enjoyable for people to give you money. Now that might seem really obvious, but it's often overlooked. People like working with people that they like. When you're fun to work with and you make it really enjoyable for your clients, they keep coming back. And that's pretty much the same thing as printing money. So what experience are you providing to your guests? Are you easy to work with? Can the client sign your contract and pay you with a few clicks? Do you have 2 to 3 simple offerings, or do you push them into indecision with a million products and services? The goal of my photo business is not to provide photography. It's to make my clients' lives easier. And the goal of the big split is not to fix my clients' finances, although that's a byproduct. It's to show them how to make their lives easier. If you'd like to build financial stability, make it really easy and enjoyable for people to give you money. I didn't have a great start with money, but early on, I realized that if I wanted to build genuine wealth, I'd get there faster with a little bit of outside help. The fifth phase to creating financial stability is to leverage experts and systems. I highly recommend finding a bookkeeper and a CPA that are easy to talk to, have a lot of experience helping small business owners, that are not intimidated by the tax man, and are happy to introduce you to money and tax saving strategies. And be aware that not all experts are created equal. I went through 6 CPAs and 4 bookkeepers before I could find a couple that were fun to work with, easy to communicate with, and saved me a ton of money. So ask around for a few recommendations and do a few interviews. One of the other things I struggled with was running the back end of my business. Contracts, invoices, client interactions. I used to write everything down in a notebook and hoped that I didn't lose track of things. And then I found Dubsado. Dubsado is a client management software that makes it easy for my clients to hire me and really easy for me to run the back end of my business. It's like having a personal assistant do all of the things that I don't want to do, and I highly recommend it. The fifth phase to creating financial stability is to leverage experts and systems that will make your life easier and help you achieve your financial goals faster. And that brings us to the sixth phase in creating financial stability. Get clear on what's holding you back internally. In my experience, this is the most impactful phase, and while I did save it for last, some of you may want to consider putting it first. Every problem we have starts right here. For example, let's say growing up that you heard your parents say, there's never enough money. Like a seed, that idea gets planted into your subconscious. As you get older, that seed grows into several weeds. So let's say that you're stingy with money. You never want to let it go, and you hustle to make more. When we address the stinginess, or we try to stop ourselves from hustling to make more, all we're really doing is cutting the weeds off at the surface. But when we get to the source of our problems and pull each limiting belief out by its roots, all of those weeds can no longer exist. That's why starting with this method can be so effective. If you'd like to learn how to do this, check out my special 4-part series here, or check out Peter Crone's Financial Freedom Workshop, or Ken Honda's Money EQ course. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, that's cool. Practice the first 5 phases and you'll be well on your way to creating financial stability. Take a moment to think about your situation. How long have you been struggling with your finances? How long have you been living paycheck to paycheck? And how long have you been looking at an empty savings account? Whether you've had these habits for a year or a decade, recognize that it took some time to develop them, so it'll take some time to replace them. Be patient with yourself and be easy with yourself. And if you'd like to build a strong financial foundation faster, consider the Big Split Bootcamp. It's just you, me, and your finances. I'll walk you through all 6 phases, plus so much more, and I'll help you implement everything in less than a week. If you're interested, comment the Big Split and I'll send you a link. As we wrap up, I invite you to do a few things. First, plug your financial leaks, capture more of your hard-earned income, and practice mastering the basics to financial stability. Second, look inward. The sooner you bring awareness to your limiting beliefs and learn how to accept them, the sooner you can empower yourself with more productive financial habits. Number 3, set yourself up for success by leveraging experts and systems that will simplify and improve your finances. Out of the 6, pick one that you're most excited about or that you think would be the easiest for you to do. Practice it. Once you're feeling good, move on to the next phase and eventually stack one on top of the next. Do this and you'll be well on your way to building a stable and strong financial foundation that can pay you for the rest of your life. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment and I'll do my best to get back to you. And if you know anyone that could benefit from this video, it would mean the world to me if you shared it with them. Thank you for your time and energy. I'll see you in the next one.